cool Tempe, Arizona, and we're going to tell you an amazing story about animals and how much people care about them and how much they help other people. This all started as we were coming back from a meeting in San Diego, California, and one of our friends got hurt, and I called somebody to tell him about it. The person I called is right next to me. This is Beth Terry. Beth, tell him about what you did when I called and told you about our friend Larry Colbert and the injury to his dog.
Well, I got worried about Larry, and we wanted to make sure people would send good thoughts and prayers and a lot of support to Larry, so I got online and I sent it to every single list I had. I sent it to our certified speaking professional link. I sent it to the candidates link. I sent it to all of the friends that I knew were going to be counted on to send it to everybody in their list.
Whoa, that's a lot. How many people do you think that might be, Beth?
Probably about 1,000 by the time I got
Oh, this is the true definition of viral marketing. Okay, so now we did this, but here comes the best part of the story. What happened to Larry and Banner? Beth, you take it over. You interview Larry. He's right over there.
So what happened, first of all, is I waited until I had gotten an email from Steve that was written by Larry's girlfriend about what happened to Larry and Banner out at the airport. So maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what happened.
Well, I'll tell you, Beth, it was a pretty exciting morning. Never mind, it was Friday the 13th. I hadn't even considered that as a date. As you said, we came back from the NSA convention. I flew in Thursday night, missed the black tie event, much to my chagrin, but I had an engagement on Saturday, which necessitated me flying Friday morning. So as usual, my regular cab driver picked us up. We headed to the airport. I ride on the seat. Banner rides on the floor. Just as we arrived at the curb at the airport, Banner jumped up, and he went, "Oh!" Can't imagine why he would do that, because he rarely barks or does anything of that kind. So as I got out, my driver, who I've been riding with for 18 years, and talk about service, how many people have been riding with the same cab driver for 18 years? Incredible guy, wonderful ethics. He hands me my bag. I head into the door. He hops in his taxi and he pulls away. As I went through the automatic doors, they opened and we went inside. I noticed Banner was limping. And someone asked me, "Well, how did you know your dog was limping?" I simply said, "Well, how do you know if you have a flat tire?" There was a little thump, 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 thump. So I stopped, Beth, and pulled over to the side, reached down and picked up his paw. And it was as if it had been dripped in molasses. It was just thick and sticky with a liquid.
Wow. But you said someone stopped you and said, "Sir, can I help you with your dog?"
Well, as I
what
was
happened?
investigating the situation, I ran my hand up his front leg, and I felt a slice. So a fellow by the name of Dean Zater, who is a aviation security officer at the Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix, asked if I needed assistance. I didn't really know. I knew the dog was bleeding or Banner was bleeding. I thought, well, my gosh, can you get me some paper towels? Where can I stand? He directed me to the side of the corridor. I went over, I stood there with Banner and kneeled down on one leg. And just then this young lady came blasting over, and she had a fistful of paper towels. Her name was Tammy, and she came out of the break room from Southwest Airlines.
So actually you had, how many? It was 8 Southwest Airlines employees by the time this was done that helped
Well,
you.
somebody had to
Is
tell me
correct?
that, because as you can guess, I
Right.
couldn't see him, so I didn't know. but
I know.
And I didn't even know who Dean Zater was, the fellow that Dean Zater, the man
That helped you out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this young lady, Tammy, had all these paper towels, and she says, "Oh my gosh, we're going to need more." And she went back in. Well, this is when I discovered that we were close to the Southwest break room. So she went in a second time, and I guess she mentioned that there's a dog out here, a guide dog that's just bleeding profusely. Well, that brought 2 or 3 other people out, including a supervisor. And then the next thing I know, I was just surrounded with Southwest employees.
Wow.
And the interesting part about this, Beth, is they didn't know I was flying on their airline.
I know. That's what's amazing. I mean, they all left their position. They left their position to help this little guy. Banner is right here next to us.
Banner.
Banner.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy, show him your bandage there, dude. He's on medical leave right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't you
he
know?
is.
Yes, and
So
he started his own blog, by the way.
And what's
A
the
dog
name of the
with a
blog?
blog.
What's the name of the blog?
The blog is the Banner Report.
The Banner Report.
He's getting all kinds of message from crazy-eyed cats and wild warrior chihuahuas, as well as his NSA fan club.
Oh, that's great.
But to continue the story, we were just beside ourselves of what to do. Then a young lady with Southwest came over and she said, you need to get your dog to lie down. Well, he didn't want to, and she stepped in and said, I can do that. This is where the team effort came in.
Right.
Everybody was pulling. Just everybody there. If someone said, we need more paper towels, boom.
They had towels.
We had paper towels.
Wow.
If somebody said, maybe we should get some ice, we had ice. Well, this young lady, Christy, she said, I can help you get him over. So we laid him on his side, and here you go. You got a dog that's injured. We found out later, 2 veins and an artery severed. He would definitely have bled to death if these folks hadn't helped. We got him on his side, and here he is, laying there just with all these people surrounding him, not trying to bite anybody, recognizing that folks were there to help him.
And tell them about
He's an
Troy,
amazing dog.
Larry. That's the most amazing thing. This fellow Troy, who works for Southwest, was his name Troy Anderson?
Troy
Was that
Anderson.
right? Tell
Yes.
them about the Troy Anderson thing, because this guy really stepped up, and he was like the human tourniquet. You got to hear about
Exactly.
Troy.
That's right. That's what he was, the HT, the human tourniquet. Well, Troy is a big guy. I'm 6'2" and go about $180, and he's 6'4" and weighs about 2 1/4. At any rate, little Tammy was trying to hold Banner's arm because we couldn't stop the bleeding. And she began to tremble and shake. So pretty soon this fella Troy stepped up and he said, here, let me take over. And the moment he put his hand on that arm, or the leg of my dog, he never released it. He applied the right amount of pressure to slow the bleeding. We never got it stopped, but he slowed it. In the meantime, I had phoned my girlfriend, Sandy Denai. She was en route, had phoned the vet hospital in Tempe, alerting them that we had a seriously injured guide dog and we would be there very quickly. From that moment on, it was just kind of a blur to me. The part that was most striking was the way everyone in that group pulled together. Dean Zater, the airport security officer, he kept people away. The Southwest people were there. Everyone was doing their part. And Troy Anderson, the human tourniquet, when Sandy pulled out front of the airport, the security officer just said, back, everybody back. He got everybody out of the way because it's like a wreck on the freeway. There were just people looking everywhere. So, Beth, we blasted out of the doors into Sandy's car.
Wow.
And Troy had his hand on Banner's leg the whole time, lifted him up, which is no easy feat. Banner is like, 75 pounds or so. He's a big dog. Kept the pressure on there, and doggone it, jumped in the back seat, rode with Banner and Larry and Sandy to the veterinary hospital, never let go of the dog's leg all the way there, and when the folks came out to help, then he finally carried him in and laid him down on that, and they did the surgery, saved Banner's life, and the whole thing has a happy ending. That's why we're here today. So, folks, there you go. That's how it works sometimes. Happy endings do show up on the internet.
The best news, I think, about all of this, beyond the fact that now Larry's got a great signature story for his speaking, there's also this feeling of hope, happiness. There's a good vibe all around the world because this story has made it to 5 countries that we know of. Larry has gotten thousands of emails. People are spreading this story around because it feels good. It just feels good. Reading this story makes us feel good, and we're happy that it turned out all right. So we love Larry, and we're glad everybody around the world loves you now, bud.
Well, I'm glad that Banner's okay because he's certainly been enjoying his time sitting by the pool, and he's sucking up big time.
Yep.
All the biscuits he can get. He's enjoying the email. He likes answering his fans on his blog, so send him a note at the Banner Report. He'll be pleased to answer you.
And there you go, folks. Another happy ending. And that's it from Tempe, Arizona.